All right, number 13. So given the recursive formula f of 1 equals 96 and f of n equals 1/2 times the previous term, or f of n minus 1, for n greater than or equal to 2. Well, really, we usually wrote this as the previous term, n minus 1 times 1/2. We usually put that at the end. So, to write the explicit formula, we need two things. We need the first term and the common ratio, which is 1/2. So, I'll write the explicit down here. So, f of n equals, you always put the first term, times the common ratio, in this case 1/2, to the x. So this is f of n equals 96 times 1/2 to the x. So when x is 1, the first term, we get 96 times 1/2 x to the minus 1, minus 1. We get 1/2. 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Let's go ahead and put in there 1 minus 1, which would mean f of 1 equals 96 times 1/2 to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1, so 1 times 96 is 96. Now if we wanted the second term, f of 2 equals 96 times 1/2 to the 2 minus 1, which means f of 2 equals 96. 2 minus 1 is 1, and 1/2 to the first power is simply 1/2, and we end up with half of 96, which is 48. The third term, f of 3 equals 96 times 1/2 to the 3 minus 1, okay, which means f of 3 equals 96 times 1/2 to the 3 minus 1, which is 2, and f of 3 equals 96. 1 squared is 1, and 2 squared is 4, and 1/4 of 96 is 24. So you can see how that works, hopefully. So this is to the x minus 1 up here. Sorry about that. It's a little rusty on my explicit formulas. Okay. So you remember what you need to write an explicit formula or a recursive formula is you need your first term, a of 1, and in this case you need your common ratio, which I believe we call d. Okay? All right, so number 13b, given the explicit formula,